Target, Marion Island in the Woleai group. From Mamoti airfield on Los Negros, 48 B-24s strike at a Jap garrison on Woleai. Each plane carries 40 100-pound fragmentation bombs. Altitude on the bomb run was 10,500 feet. The target was supply dumps and personnel. Anti-aircraft was intense and accurate. Some planes were hit, but there were no casualties. Target, Dreux, southwest of Paris. On June 12th, formations of 9th Air Force Marauders continued to strike at all communication lines behind the defending German armies. Below, surface craft are ferrying men and material to the beachheads on D-Day +6. The countryside of Normandy is littered with abandoned gliders. One of today's targets is Dreux, about 80 miles inland from the mouth of the Seine. A bombed-out enemy airdrome. Most of the Nazi fields in a 100-mile radius of Caen were rendered inoperative by the first week after D-Day. The target, Dreux, is an important junction on one of the main Paris to Cherbourg railroads. The highways and railroad tracks that pass through the town are one of Rommel's main avenues of supply and reinforcement. Another formation of 9th Air Force Marauders strikes at Torini, about 20 miles southwest of Caen. They lay their bombs on the highway junction. Hits may be observed just before clouds obscure the target. Seen from another plane, pillars of smoke rise above the target area. Target, Mulhouse. In the campaign to disrupt rail communications in France, the marshalling yards at Mulhouse were attacked several times during May. Liberators, escorted by Lightnings, Thunderbolts, and Mustangs, made this raid on the 11th. An Me-109 is shot down by a P-47. The pilot can be seen parachuting down. The freight yards here at Mulhouse and at nearby Belfort and Épinal were hit on the same day with fair results. The Mulhouse freight yards are attacked again on May 25th. 350 tons of bombs are dropped by formations of 135 heavy bombers. On this raid, the engine roundhouse, the coaling plant, and locomotive shed are damaged, and many hits are scored on the tracks. The air campaign against German installations in France continues. Liberators of the 8th Air Force pass over surface vessels bound for France and fly over the invasion coast 6 days after D-Day. This smoking target has just been bombed by another group. The objectives of this attack are an airfield and railroad bridges outside of Conches. Hits are scored in the target area. The target of the day for these A-20s of the 9th Air Force is Lycée, a village on the west coast of the Norman Peninsula, 30 miles south of Cherbourg. The highway and railroad bridges are bombed. Another group of Havocs, striking about 75 miles south of Cherbourg, attacks Saint-Hilaire. The railroad bridge under attack is the main line to enemy-occupied Cherbourg. Marshalling yards are the target of a third group of A-20s. Many rail yards between the Seine and the Belgian border were bombed during the second week after invasion. Ninth Air Force Marauders, escorted by P-47s based on a new strip in Normandy, set out to destroy a Nazi petrol dump near Woleai, about 13 miles south of Cherbourg. German tanks and motorized vehicles use this petrol dump for refueling.